Hey everyone, it is Thursday. We have gotten through another week. And with me being here in Texas, it is already springtime. We went through maybe 5 days, maybe a week of winter, but now we are experiencing the springtime. But listen, we're not even talking about that. We're talking about us making it through another week. We went through all the obstacles, everything that tried to stop us from progressing through this week, but we persevered. We got through it, right? We got through another week. And that's just something to celebrate. To be honest, there's just something to celebrate about because some people didn't make it through this week. A lot of people have gone through a lot of hardship, experienced some things that, they didn't see coming. And, that is a part of life. And sometimes that is a part of the journey. But for those that can look up and say, you know what, I made it. I made it. And I plan for next week to be better. I plan on doing things a little different. So I'm just excited that we've gotten through the week, but I'm more excited about this podcast because I have been like lingering and waiting to hear from God, really, to be honest, to move forward with what the message was going to be. And this has been like a wonderful, exciting, and unexpected journey that my husband and I have been on for like 7+ years with just being in the surplus funds business. But I don't really want to make this podcast, this video, this episode today about surplus funds, even though that is the foundation of us being successful in this business. But I want to talk about how when you have to listen to know, and you have to listen to God, you have to listen to whatever you call it, whomever you call it, whatever it may be, you have to listen for that next move. And so as I prayed and prayed and prayed about it, God was like, write an ebook. And I was like, okay. So I went to my husband and I was like, okay, I think it's time. I think it's time to write an ebook. And I said, let's do this together because this is our story. This is our journey together. And we started talking about how we started in the surplus funds business, but not just that, but there had to be a transformation of the mind. There had to be a reset. There had to be some shifting going on in order to get to where we are today. And with this book that we wrote together, it's called Just Start Swimming, the Surplus Funds Blueprint. And again, I want to say that this is not just for people that are in the surplus funds business. So if you are under the sound of my voice right now, this blueprint will work for pretty much any business that you have. So I want us to just take a time out really quick and just sit here and think about all of the amazing ideas we have, all the amazing business ideas that we have, those dreams, those things that we can see ourselves doing, and we want to get there, but we just don't know how to get there to where we want to be or where we think we should be. So this blueprint right here is going to help you transform your thinking, and it's going to give you a reset to move forward differently, to do and look at things a little different. So I was really excited about us sitting down writing this book because, again, this was our journey. And it says from mindset to mastery, a faith-fueled guide to recovering funds and building a purpose-driven business. So we literally poured our heart out because had it not been, and I'm just going to be all the way 100% transparent, had it not been first for the Ruach HaKodesh, the Most High, of setting this stage up, positioning us to make 6 figures in this business. That's like, it's so like out of my, like, it's an out of body experience to be able to say that, because I never, if you would have looked back 6-7 years ago, I would have never thought I would be saying that with my own lips, with my own voice, with this spirit, to say that we have made six figures with this business. And so we want to share with you how that happened, because it wasn't just, if you're familiar with the surplus fund business, it's not just because we were able to close deals and able to get deals under contracts. Yeah, that's easy work right there. But the alignment, the frequency, the energy that was within us is what got us to be successful, what got us to the six figures. So I'm going to just go through a little bit of outline of our book, and I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to drop the link below in this video. Go and get the book. It's only $10 on Amazon. If you can't find it to invest just that little bit of a $10 into your life, into your journey, I don't know what else to tell you. So listen, listen, we're not looking to make $1 million off this book. We're looking to touch 1 million lives. Okay. So it's not about making the money. It's about helping the next person, because where you are right now, and I don't know you from a can of paint. I don't even know. But where you are right now, you're not here on accident. You're not listening to this podcast just because. You stumbled across this for a reason. It popped up on your channel. It popped up in your algorithm. It popped up for a reason. So I want you to take a moment, and this is what I tell my friends all the time. Be still for a moment. Because I think sometimes when we're not being still, when we're just kind of all over the place and we're being distracted by this, that, and all of that that's going on around us, we miss our assignment. We miss the voice that tells us within what our next move is. So I hope this information that I'm about to give you, I pray, I pray that it speaks to your spirit, and that it shifts something within you to think different, to move forward and doing things a little different. And I can go on and on about transformation of your thinking, but I'm actually getting ready to start another podcast on a whole nother channel where I'm going to go really deep into it, because there were some things that I had to let go of to get to where I am right now. And there are still some things that I have to let go of to continue this journey of moving forward and being successful in life. And not just success as money. I'm not, that's all great, but just being successful at what my assignment is while I'm here on earth. This borrowed time that has been so graciously given to me. What am I doing to impact the kingdom? Ooh, I just said something. Okay. So listen, this book, okay, I love every moment of this book, because we go into when the mindset became the turning point for us when we started our business. The turning point. Because we did have to go through some good, some bad, some ugly. We did have to fall flat on our face. It was days I cried. I can't say Jason cried. He didn't do a whole lot of crying, but I believe he did a whole lot of praying, to be honest. So, the pivot moment, when acknowledgement meets action. Okay, I have this business now. Now it's time for action. It's time for me to put a plan in place. And it tells us in Habakkuk, write the vision, make it plain. And we talk about that in the book. Write the vision, make it plain. Know what you're doing. Understand what you're doing. Ask God to guide you in this journey. You have to be aligned. There has to be some type of alignment to hear from him. Okay? So the stronger together, building a foundation through mentorship and community. So I love that part right there, because when you are starting a business, you have to build a foundation. And with that foundation, you're surrounding yourselves around like-minded people. You're surrounding yourselves around mentors, a community that is going to hold you accountable, but not just hold you accountable, but they're going to teach you. They're going to pour wisdom into you. They're going to show you, but you at the same time have to be open to receive it. You have to be open to learning. And this is something I struggled with as a kid, and I didn't really grow out of this until like really in my 40s, and I'm 43. I didn't grow out of this until my 40s. I always grew up thinking I knew everything. Ooh, that really took some big girl panties to put on to say that. And I can say that about myself. Can we really be truthful with ourselves? Can we be transparent with ourselves? Right? It took me all the way to 40 to realize, Karen, you don't know everything. You don't know everything. It's okay to sit back and say that you don't know everything. It is okay to leave yourself available to learn something different, learn something new, because I'm telling you, what they taught us in the schoolhouse is all a bunch of lies. But that's for the other podcast. We're not going to even go down that rabbit hole right now, because I can go, okay? But we talk about full circle. From us starting off as students, right? You have to start off as a student before you can become a teacher. I almost got tongue-tied there. You have to start off as a student, meaning a student is there to learn, listen, right? Before you can become a teacher. So it took time in this journey. Like I already said, our mentor said, it's time to teach. And I was like, I was cool with it. It was a great idea. But, the left side of my brain, the left side and the right side, everybody, okay? We give it a name. What do we call it? We call it ADHD, right? The left part of my brain wants to fight with my right side of my brain. So they're going back and forth about, Karen, you haven't really been doing this long enough to be teaching, and every excuse I could possibly think of. That's what my left brain was trying to tell my right brain. So they're going back and forth, and I'm kind of like, should I start teaching this or should I not? Right? Had I listened to the left side of my brain, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, because we have helped so many people that have come into our program. We have helped them close their first deal. We've helped people get across that finish line, and to be honest, and I'm going to be all the way transparent, a lot of students didn't stick after that. They saw the work, they saw the blood, the sweat, and the tears that it took to build this business, and I guess that was not a part of something that they were willing to sacrifice at that moment. So they got their first deal, and that was probably their only deal, and they're done. It happens. It goes like that sometimes. So are we giving up, or are we going to push forward? Had we given up, we wouldn't be where we are today. I wouldn't be sharing this testimony with you at all. Had we stopped, and has there been moments where we wanted to just quit? Jason? No. Me? Several times. Because I kept questioning myself, am I cut out for this? Should I be doing something else? I don't understand. All those things that we say to ourselves to trick us out of being successful, to trick us out of being great, to trick us out of being an impact and inspiring others, right? So that's from student to being a teacher. Here we are, we're teaching, haven't stopped teaching, won't stop teaching. Always going to make ourselves available to anyone that wants to learn this business. And I love the chapter where we talk about where we are today and why the blueprint works. The blueprint 100, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1,000,000% works. Okay? We share a little bit about our personal lives of where we started and where we are, but we really didn't go into a whole lot of that. And maybe that'll be another book. Maybe we will talk about it in another book, maybe later, whenever God says so, right? Whenever God says, hey, write the next book. But I really, I want to share just a snippet. And this is something, Jason, that we talk about all the time. How we started off, in our first apartment. And I mean, that apartment left me in tears. I wanted to move out of there so bad. I just could not stand it. It was like the it was like so, what's the word I want to use? It was like the lowest of all low to live there for me. It was just like the low of all low. How did I get myself here? How did we get ourselves here? Okay, let me take I out of it, because I has been gone for a long time now. How did we get ourselves here? How did we get ourselves out of this? And we both have quit our jobs. Like, this is not adding up. How are we going to get ourselves out of this? And we both have quit our jobs. Now we are leaning on faith. Now we are leaning on God to guide us to this next part of our journey. We don't know what it looked like. We blindfolded. It's dark. We hear all this noise around us. Where are we going? What does this look like? And how are we going to get there? So this blueprint works because we created this blueprint off of faith. Does that make a lot of sense to you? Write that down. Building a blueprint based off of your faith. Where is your faith? That's another question. Write that down. Where does your faith sit right now in this present moment? Because that right there is going to dictate what's ahead of you. Right? So we created this blueprint off of faith. And long story short, we looked up. We hadn't closed the deal yet. Don't even ask me how bills are getting paid. Do not even ask me how food is being put on the table. Do not ask me. And then have 3 kids at that, right? Nobody's working. Nobody's working. I found a little side hustle. And I don't share this story too much. And people tell me I should share it a lot, but I do not share this story much. And I don't know why. I did my little side hustle. I started canning preserves from home. And there was this lady that was becoming, that's the word. That's it. She was becoming. And she went viral and built this big platform where she made up in her mind that she was going to promote other people's products and bring people along with her. And so if y'all kind of get who I'm talking about, it is the Tabitha Brown. And I shipped some preserves out to her. And this is during the pandemic, right? And she got them. And in my note to her, I told her she did not have to read this out loud. She did not even have to do a video about my preserves. I just wanted her honest opinion about my product. And literally, I wake up one Saturday morning and my phone is blowing up. People are messaging me. My phone is just ringing. And I'm like, did somebody die? That's the first thing we think, right? When our phone blow up in the morning, like, oh, Lord, somebody went to go meet Jesus. Like, So I'm like, what is going on? And my friend, I remember reading one of the messages from one of my longtime friends, Rosalind, and she said, girl, your video is gone viral. Tabitha's talking about your preserves. And I said, what? And so I went and I watched it. I'm like, oh my God. So by this time, I couldn't stay in my, oh my God. I had to put some action behind what I had just did, right? So I didn't know what it was going to look like. I didn't know what was going to become from that. But I had to be ready. So in my oh my God moment, I look up and I got emails out of the wazoo from people that are wanting to order my preserves. I wasn't ready, y'all. I wasn't ready. I didn't have mason jars. I didn't have the fruit. I didn't have anything. I was like, babe, what are we going to do? Like, people want to order. And so we were like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And we had to like put a plan into place. So that's the example that I'm giving you. Write the vision, make it plain. So coming from that, and I'm not trying to give a long drawn out story, but like, my God, come on now. Like, gosh. After one video, she came back with a second video and a third video. And I'm like, OMG. So now I'm shipping, not I, we are shipping preserves all over the United States. All over I'm trying to figure out how we're going to package this. We're like, boom, 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 boom. Just really trying to figure it out. Just trying to, just riding the wave, right? Riding the wave, going at, just kind of putting things together as we go. But at the same time, we want to make sure everything is sanitary, fall up under the rules and, all of that kind of stuff. So we're like, and, yeah, so that started bringing in income for us. But I knew that was just a part of the journey. That wasn't like, our meat and potatoes, but that was just a part of the journey to be able to experience it. And now to look up and see where Tabitha Brown is today. That just shows me that we all can get to where we're trying to be. And that's where she was trying to be. And she superseded that. Okay? Because she continued to work at something. She wrote the vision and she put action behind it. Right? So that's how I know our blueprint works. I'm a living witness to everything that has happened and transpired in our lives. And then I want to leave you with this. Just start swimming. Turn your fear into forward movement. It's supposed to scare the bejesus out of you. It's supposed to frighten you. It's supposed to feel a certain way. You're not going to fully understand. You may not can see it, but it's there. But you have to work hard towards it. There's going to be some blood. You can't get past the blood, the sweat, or the tears. You can't. There's no way. No one is going to come out. No one. And this is what I tell people. No one's coming to save you. No one is coming out with a silver platter and just handing it to you. You're going to have to work hard for it. And I had to learn that in my late 30s, early 40s. I'm only 43, about to be 44 next month. And I had to learn that. How? Because I started surrounding myself around coaches, mentors, people that was pouring wisdom into me, helping me to come out of that dark space that I was in, thinking I knew everything, right? Helping me transform my thinking, right? So this is what has truly encouraged us to write this ebook. Y'all, we go through our whole dedication page. We dedicated this book to our mentors and our coach for just, making themselves available and just willing to teach us, to kind of, put time to the side, to just take our phone calls and to take a couple hours out of the day to just, walk us through a lot of this, a lot of information about the surplus funds business that we may not have known, and that means a lot to us because they have their own lives, right? They're making their own money. They are already making millions and whatever, you know what I'm saying? And to stop out of their busy day, out of their productive day to help someone else. Don't take that lightly, y'all. When someone is willing to mentor you and coach you, don't take that lightly. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go all the way down that rabbit hole because all of us got some type of common sense. Okay. So I'm going to leave that at that. And then our acknowledgement is just, it's beautiful. This whole book is just amazing. I have read through this several times, and I take something away. I take something different away every time I read it. Every time I read, I'm like, wow. And it inspires me, you know, like, wow, we really did that. We really went through that together. And, you know, a lot of married couples cannot say that they've gone through rough patches together. Some people give up. Some people give up, you know, but you have to start swimming. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever assignment that God has you on right now, just start swimming. It starts with the mastering of your mindset, and it's a faith-fueled guide in building a purpose-driven business. So again, this is not just about surplus funds. This is the blueprint of being successful. Transforming your thinking. It's time to do something different. It's time to think different. It's time to put down a lot of things that we tie ourselves into that serves no purpose anymore. But again, I'm going to go over that. Like, I have my whole podcast that's set up, and I will come back and let you know the channel. I'll drop it below this video once I get it up and going. I'm just in the beginning stages of it, and God has been pushing me, like literally just pushing my shoulder, like, girl, if you don't get this podcast started now, like, just turn the mic on and get to talking like you're doing on this channel. And I'm like, okay, God. And I'm like, wait, I ain't ready. He's like, oh, there you go with it. I'm not ready. Just start swimming. You don't have to know it all. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a certain way. Whatever you think it is, stop looking at everybody else and what they doing. Your stuff is not supposed to look like everybody else. That's why you're you. I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to you. That's why you're so special. That's why you are you. Your stuff is not supposed to look like everybody else. And I say that with doing this business and teaching this on YouTube. I don't look like everybody else that's teaching surplus funds. I don't look like none of them because I'm Karen Michelle. I'm not supposed to look like them. I'm not supposed to teach like them. I'm not supposed to talk like them. I am who I am. And I'm going to share this and I'm going to let y'all go. It's a joke. It's a joke. Please take it as a joke. If you don't, oh well, Bluebell. That's what my dad would say. Oh well, Bluebell. Okay? I was out last night at Alexa's event. It's an event that I go to every year. I'm invited to, and I invite a lot of friends to come with me. And, you know, we're out mingling. My friends are all there. And so my friend, she's like this, gosh, she's like one of those friends that has to have like a ton of pictures. So I psyched myself out and going over there, talking to her. She's like, hey, can you take some pictures of me in front of this Lexus and blah, blah, blah. Long story short. So I'm like, okay, so I'm taking pictures of her, you know, I'm doing my friend duty, ship, whatever, and I'm taking pictures of her. So she looks at the pictures like, why are my pictures? No, she didn't say that yet. She said, why are my pictures dark? But she said that after the fact, when I said, hey, you got an iPhone? Oh, I don't know why for some reason we think when people have iPhones that they take better pictures. I have an Android, I have a Samsung, and it actually takes better pictures than the iPhone. So anywho, I just want to put that disclaimer in there. So I said, hey girl, use your phone to take some pictures of me. Because I hadn't had any pictures taken at the event last night. So she's snapping pictures of me and everything. And so she starts scrolling and she shows me the pictures. I'm like, oh, that is so cute. And then she goes to her and she's like, why are my pictures so dark and yours are so light? I said, baby, because I am the light, okay? You got to believe that you are the light. And she looked at me, she said, girl, please. I said, honey, I am the light. That's why my pictures look different from yours. And so we laughed about it, you know, whatnot. But all that to say is be the light. Be the light. It will reflect. You will be as bright as the sunlight when you enter a room. Be the light. Be the light in whatever it is that you're doing. Be the light. Okay? And just start swimming. That wraps it up for today. I thank you so much for tuning in. I didn't expect to go this long, but y'all, I'm telling you, when I feel it, and I'm gonna just go. But do me a favor before you click off of here, make sure you subscribe, you hit that notification bell, and while you're at it, share this. Share this with someone that you love and feel that, hey, you may need to hear this message, because I know that you're really trying to get that beauty salon open. I know that you're really trying to get this business going and this business. And I know that you've been struggling. I want you to listen to this girl, Karen Michelle. Can you do that for me? I thank you so much. And I appreciate all of you. I'll check back in with y'all on another video. Peace and love. Bye.